Hey everyone, Miss Rossi here. I just wanted to go over the answer key for the the 20-week review. This actually should be review number 2, sorry. All right, so number 1, we're going to multiply these fractions together. So remember, we need to first work on factoring. So I'm going to look at all of these pieces and we'll see which of these can be factored down. All right, so we have 3x squared minus 6x. So this is going to be 3x times x minus 2. We're just going to cross that out. 4 minus x squared is going to be 2 minus x times 2 plus x, our difference of two squares. Now our 3x squared. I know some people have a little bit of a hard time factoring these sometimes. Well, we know it has to be a 3x and an x, and we know the only factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So I'm going to put my 2 here and my 1 here, so that when I double distribute, I'm going to have a plus 6 and a minus 1 to give me that plus 5. I then want to go down to my 27x squared minus 3. We're going to factor out a GCF, leaving us with, factoring out GCF of 3, leaving us with a 9x squared minus 1. Now, a 9x squared minus 1 actually factors again into a 3x minus 1 times a 3x plus 1. So I'm going to cross that out right there. So now I want to cancel out anything top and bottom that has the same factor. All right, so we're going to start off with, let's see, our 3 and our 3 is gone. Our 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1 is gone. Our x plus 2 and 2 plus x is gone. So now I'm looking at these factors here that look awfully similar to each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out a negative 1, and I'm going to turn this into negative x plus 2, which will then cancel right here. So that means that I am left with a negative x on the top and a 3x plus 1 on the bottom. Number 2, very similar to the last one. Let's factor. So my binomial here, I'm going to have an x plus 1 and an x plus 5. My trinomial down here is going to give me an x plus 4 and an x minus 2. Up here, we want two numbers that multiply to positive 6, add to negative 5. So it's going to be minus 2 and minus 3. And we want things that multiply to negative 15, add to 2. That's going to give us an x plus 5 and an x minus 3. All right, let's cancel everything we can. So x minus 2s are gone. X minus 3s are gone. X plus 5s are gone. I'm then left with an x plus 1 over an x plus 4. Number 3. So number 3, we are dividing. All right, so remember, when we are dividing, we need to use keep, change, flip. So I'm going to just kind of factor and flip at the same time. So 4a minus 28 has a GCF of 4 times a minus 7 over 6 times, we are going to flip these over. So I'm factoring the 3a minus 21. So 3 times a minus, a minus 7 over an a minus 7 times an a plus 7. We're going to start canceling things out now. So a minus 7s are gone. I've got a 3 and a 6. That's going to become a 2. And now my 4 and 2, that'll become a 2, and that's a 1. So my answer here is 2 times a minus 7 over a plus 7. All right, question 4. Question 4, we have a complex fraction. So the first thing that most of you like to do is to rewrite this as 2 plus 1 over n divided by 1 over n squared. So we need to figure out in our parenthesis here how to get a common denominator to add these together. So this 2 happens to need an n over n. So I now have a 2n plus 1 over n, still divided by 1 over n squared. Now we are going to keep, change, flip. So I have a 2n plus 1 over n times an n squared over 1. We'll cancel out one of those n's to give us as an answer n times 2n plus 1. Don't need to write it over 1. Okay, question 5. So just like before, we're going to rewrite this as 3x plus 6 over x plus 5 divided by x plus 2 over x squared minus 25. So again, we're going to be using our keep, change, flip. So I'm going to factor this out. So 3 times an x plus 2 over that x plus 5. Change that division to multiplication. And when we flip these two over, that x plus 2 is now on the bottom. And let's factor. We have x plus 5 times x minus 5. Now I want to cancel out anything I can. So x plus 5s are gone. X plus 2s are gone. So my answer is 3 times x minus 5. Question 6. Question 6, we need to subtract these. So I need a common denominator. So my first fraction here has a denominator of 4. If this gets multiplied by a 3a squared over a 3a squared, that will then become a 12a squared. So I have a 15a to the third over a 12a squared minus 2 over 12a squared. Since they have a common denominator, we're going to say that's 15a cubed minus 2 over my 12a squared. Question 7. Also needing a common denominator, but there's no way, remember, to turn an x minus 4 into an x minus 5. So this needs an x minus 5 over x minus 5. This needs an x minus 4 over x minus 4. We're going to distribute. So x squared minus 5x. Distribute again. Minus 6x squared plus 24x. This will all be over x minus 5 times x minus 4. All right, so let's combine our like terms. So x minus 6x squared is going to be negative 5x squared. Negative 5 plus 24x is going to give us 19x over x minus 5 times x minus 4. I can pull out a GCF on the top, but that's not going to cancel with anything on the bottom, so I'm just going to leave it. All right, and last question, number 8. So I want to factor my denominator first. So I know that this has an x minus 2 and an x plus 2. That tells me that this first fraction here needs an x minus 2 over an x minus 2. Let's distribute. So I have a 3x minus 6 over an x minus 2 and an x plus 2 minus 4 over an x plus 2 and an x minus 2. Now that we have a common denominator, this is going to give us 3x minus 10 over x minus 2 times x plus 2. All right, let me know if you have any questions.